What's good, YouTube? It's Adam from I'm a Music Mogul, and welcome to another video. Today we'll be remaking the track Post Malone featuring or with Swae Lee, Sunflower. So let's get straight to it. First things first, let's go ahead and set our tempo to 90 beats per minute. And let's start off with the main drum pattern. So let's go ahead and bring that drum kit in. We're going to go over to, where is it here? Our EXS24 sampler instrument. For some reason I wasn't seeing it, and we're going to pull in the Sunflower drum kit. Now there are a lot of elements in this drum loop or pattern that goes throughout the song. So let's go ahead and put all those in. You'll see there is a lot more than I originally thought when I heard the track. All right, so let's start off with the kick. It's pretty sort of like this mid-rangey top end kick hit. So we've got one there, and we got one here. So I'm just going to draw all of the drums, or the main drum or the body of the drums in this one here, so it doesn't get too confusing. Next, let's go ahead and put in the snare. All right, next let's go ahead and start drawing in some of those percussive elements. So here's a little sort of open hat. It happens a lot faster than that. So we got like another tambourine. We have another hit over there. We have like a reversed open hat over there. Let's put in our percussive elements here. Right, actually, let's go ahead and just duplicate this. And here's our main drum pattern that happens throughout the entire record. So we'll kind of build out the track as we go. So that will be our intro drum pattern. And let's go ahead and work with our verse drums. Let's delete this because this will change up in a little bit. We're going to add a few more elements here. So we're just going to add in a couple elements here for the verses and choruses. Let's go ahead and just put in another tambourine hit right there. Another tambourine hit here. And just duplicate that. So we just add in those two more tambourine hits, and that'll be our pattern for our verses and choruses. Next, let's go ahead and duplicate this track over here, and we're going to bring in a boomier kick. So let's go ahead and bring that in. So this layers on top of that mid-rangey top end kick, but this just gives it a little bit more body. All right, so there gives us that thumpy kick over there. Next, let's go ahead and duplicate this track. And let's draw in another percussion. All right, let's see where it is here. I think it's, so it's sort of like this high ting sound. Maybe we'll pan this a little bit to our right. All right, let's go ahead and create a new software instrument track. And we're going to bring in Logic's Ultra Beat. And we're going to bring in the Boutique 808 preset. And we'll close that out for now. Let's draw in that region. Because this is an Ultra Beat, we can go to drum names and see the labels right over here. So we are going to be using the high conga for like a low tom sound. So I think it goes right here and here. All right, so next let's go ahead and open up Ultra Beat, and we're just going to adjust this sound here. We're just going to lower the pitch because we want this to be a low tom. We'll go down to A1. Maybe we'll cut off some of that release. And let's bring in EQ. I'm just going to cut out some of the top end. Nothing too much. Just a little bit here. All right, next we're going to duplicate this track. We're going to use the same tom sound, except we're going to switch it up to a lot higher. And let's just draw in the pattern first. So it goes like this and like this. Except this one's going to be a lot higher pitched. So let's push this up to, let's try a 3. Maybe we'll put some reverb on this one as well. Something not too wet, just like that, to give some dimension. And let's go ahead and duplicate this Ultra Beat, and we're gonna go ahead and draw in our sort of like a hi-hat, but like a soft hi-hat sound. So for this one, we're gonna use this guy right here. Let's go ahead and draw this in. I think it was 16th notes. Here we go. All right, something in the background like that. I could take off the reverb on this one and maybe pull back this EQ, bring in some of the brights, but filter a lot of the highs. All right, so that sounds good like that. That is our drum pattern, and we're gonna use that for the entire remake. Next, let's go ahead and create a new software instrument track. And let's get to work on that main sound that we hear. We're gonna use Logic's ES2 synthesizer. All right, so for this one, we're gonna go ahead and use a preset here, the Drake pad preset that we used in a tutorial a while back, but we're gonna use this as a template starting point for this sound. This sound is an 8-bar pattern. So let's go ahead and draw this in. Let's duplicate our drums. That was a little bit too long. There's our 8-bar pattern. All right, so let's go ahead and draw in that pattern. So we're going to start at a nice low octave. Start right there. Going up the scale, so something like this. next section. We're going to bring it down. Actually, what we could do here is just copy this. Just like that. And then we're going to copy this over and we're going to bring it back up. Except this goes like that. All right, so there's our main pattern. This is what it sounds like. All right, so there's the pattern. Let's go ahead and just adjust this sound. So we're going to be using 2 oscillators here. We're going to filter or cancel out the second oscillator, and we're going to leave the third one on, but we're going to go over to this, and we are going to change this to a sax 3 oscillator. There it is right here. And we're going to bring down our sort of mixer fader right here to maybe like a 60-40. And we get something like this. We're going to turn off our glide. We're going to bring back our cutoff. Bring down our resonance. Next, let's just bring up the voices here. We'll go to 12. And we're going to select mono. Maybe we'll pitch up this sawtooth. Let's try a 50-50 split. Maybe that might be better. All right, I think that's a little bit better. Next, let's go over to our envelope number 3. We're going to bring down the sustain for now. Let's pull up the decay. Let's pull up our sustain. Pull up our release so it sort of rings out a little longer. All right, next let's go ahead and add in some distortion. Pull that up to about 12 o'clock. Just gonna lower all the drums here. Our mix is getting a little bit crazy. And pull up the volume a little bit. I'm going to put in a little bit of chorus as well. All right, so that sounds good like that. We're going to open up an EQ. And we're going to filter out some of those highs. We'll pull that back a bit. Change the dBs per octave to about 18. Let some of that high end come in. And change the Q value. Add some resonance, but not that much. And let's cut out some of the lows. We want this to be more of a mid-rangey sound. Leave room for our Moog bass that we're going to put in a moment. Put this down to 18 dBs per octave. Let some of that in. And I'm just going to pull up some resonance in there. I'm going to pull the gain up a little bit here. Pull in some of that mid-rangey stuff. Just going to pull the volume up a little bit more here, maybe. All right, next let's go ahead and bring in a delay. a slight delay, tape delay. We use the default settings that load up. I'll pull the wet to about 12%, nothing too crazy. And maybe we'll bring in some distortion here. I'm thinking phase distortion. Alright, so that sounds good like that. There's our main sound, main pattern. Next, let's go ahead and bring in some electric keys that sort of go underneath this sound. Okay, new software instrument track. And we're going to bring in a channel strip setting that we put together in a tutorial a while ago. It's from the track I Don't Mind by Usher. We made that sound. We're going to use that same sound right here. Let's go ahead and draw in that pattern. So where do we start here? I think it was right here. No, it was here. So here it's like a little, sort of like a little bit of a like, so here's like a little bit of like a crescendo. So we're gonna just push this over a little bit like that. All right, so that sounds good like that. Draw that in there. I want this to happen a little bit faster here. That sounds better. And then over here, we get this little melodic thing happening. So something like that. All right, let's move over to the next pattern. Maybe I'll add in a root note there, or sorry, a lower bass note. Let's go really low here. And then we kind of go back up. All right, now let's go ahead and push this over and work on that last section piece right over here. So we're gonna go back down to our D. Push that there. So this is going to stretch out. there's the pattern over there. So this happened too quickly here. This got to be pushed like that. Let me listen to that again. All right, let's push this up one octave. Alright, so that sounds good like that. Now let's get to editing this sound. Let's start off with the EQ. Actually, let's start off with the ES2 itself. So I'm going to push up the attack so it's not so plucky. Maybe I'll pull back the cutoff as well to about 8 o'clock. Gives it that darker sound. And I'm just going to pull up our reverb as well. And let's push that back in the mix a little bit. Pull out more top end, or pull out some of the top end here with our EQ. Let's go ahead and just cut out some of that high end. Let's take that out. So that sounds better like that. Next, let's go and just copy this over, and we're going to work on that Moog bass. So create a new software instrument track, and we're going to draw in a new pattern here. We're going to bring in Logic's ES2 synthesizer. All right, for the sound, we're going to bring in another preset, bring in the Drake Moog bass. We'll adjust the sound in a moment. I don't know if we actually need to, but let's see. Where are we here? All right, so this one's going to be fairly easy. Let's enlarge this so I can actually see what notes are what. Go down to a nice low octave, and we're going to start off with the D right there. Let's stretch out for 2 bars. Go down to the E, back up to the G. All right. So I think the sound sounds good. Let's see how it sounds here. I'm going to pull in a little bit more drive. So we are distorting a bit there, so let's go ahead and lower that down. And then we're going to open up an EQ. We're going to take out some of that top end. We want to focus more on that low end info. Maybe we'll filter out some of the low end too, just get rid of that muddiness. All right, so that sounds good like that. All right, so next we find ourselves in a little bit of a drum breakdown. So let's go ahead and just copy, actually let's duplicate this track to separate the two. We're gonna copy down these drums here, right? And on these drums, we're gonna take out the kick. We don't need it. All right, so we're gonna leave it like that. Let's delete that, copy this over. We're gonna pull in EQ and we're gonna filter out a lot of the high end info. All right, and then we're gonna go create a new software instrument track. Let's bring this down here. And we are going to bring in a piano. Let's use a Steinway grand piano for this one. And we're gonna get some like breakdown chords here. Let's go ahead and draw in those chords. Go down to C2. Let's play these out twice. Copy that over. And wasn't such a good copy. All right, so we're gonna take our EQ and just once again filter out a lot of the highs. A lot of filtering happening in this track. And I'll lower that as well. Maybe on this, I'm gonna pull back. Actually, I'll leave it there, it's fine. And then we're gonna go ahead and bring in the guitars. Now the guitars, I know is gonna sound a little bit off because I'm not playing a live instrument, but we're gonna try our best right now using a third-party plugin by Native Instruments. We are going to bring in Contact. And we are gonna bring in Electric Sunburst. All right, and then we're gonna go over to Bonfire. Double click that. It's gonna load that in, and we're gonna go to here, 22 Bonfire C. And then we're gonna go ahead and let's duplicate these chords. Let's get rid of this window so we have more space. So I think I'm gonna take out this top one. Let's pitch this up. And let's go to, see what we sound without the end. Then we'll leave the amps. Let's see the guitar settings. We'll leave it on the neck. In the playback, let's go do half. So like I said, it is going to be a little bit different than the actual track, but we're trying our best here with software instruments. We're going to open up an EQ. We're going to filter out some of those lows. Let's filter out some of those highs as well. Let's give it some resonance here. I'm going to put in a little bit of reverb as well. Let's bring in Logic Space Designer. So there's our little breakdown over there for the guitars and piano. Let's move over to the next section. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and put in another piano instrument here. Let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to go ahead and draw in a new set of chords. Actually, let's just copy this one over first, see how it sounds. We're going to pitch this up. So the chords do change here. So we're going to go here, G, and it goes back down to that chord over there. And we're going to make this a little bit louder. Maybe this one a little louder as well. All right, and then for our drum outro, let's copy over this right here. And we are just going to take the last two pieces, but it's going to be without that EQ. All right, so for our breakdown, it sounds like this. All right, and then we're going to go back into our chorus. So we're going to copy all this over, and then we're going to go ahead and copy over these guitars. And then we're going to go ahead and on the piano, we're going to bring in sort of a chorus piano line. So let's go ahead and draw in those chords. As I said at the beginning of the video, there's a lot of stuff in this track. So what's happening here? So let's bring this over. All right, let's go ahead and start drawing in that pattern. We are going to start off at C2, once again on the D. Let me just take out the guitars so it doesn't clash with the pianos for now. Ooh. Just gonna layer this with another lower D. And we're gonna drop this down to the G. Actually, no, we're gonna go up G, layer that with a lower G, and let's copy this over. Copy this over, go down to the E, and then we're going to copy this over just so we have it. And we're going to adjust the chords accordingly. This goes on the E, G, and finally on the last set. Goes back up to the G. So I'm just going to copy this one over. Just going to drag all my root notes a little bit longer. think on this breakdown I missed something here. I think this stuff comes into play, these three pieces here. And the hats as well. The Moog bass as well. And the electric piano as well. Yeah, and then it goes into that. All right, so actually I think these came out. Sorry about that. All right, so right there is the remake to Post Malone and Swae Lee's track Sunflower. Sit back, relax, and enjoy, and let's take a listen to what we just put together. All right, so that right there is Post Malone and Swae Lee's track Sunflower, remade in Logic Pro 10. For you Logic users out there, I'm going to go ahead and save this entire session for you guys. Place that as a downloadable link in the description box below this video. For you non-Logic users out there, got your back as well. I'm going to go ahead and export all the MIDI stems, loop stems, and of course include the drum kits that were the drum sounds that we used in this tutorial. You can find that entire playback in the description box below this video. If you do have any question on this or just want to chat, let's go ahead and talk in the comment section below. I do apologize for the really long video, but there was a lot of elements in this song that I had to show you guys, so I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below if you did. Thumbs up if you did like this video, and if you are new to IAMM Music Mogul, hit that subscribe button for more good videos like this one, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Later, peace.